Anyway, it is the 16th of March. That's a very good question, actually, you asked yesterday, because, you know, it's pretty nice to see that someone else knows about my family, because it is one of my favourite sitcoms, but then you said Gavin and Stacey. Now, the thing is, I haven't seen reruns of it. I remember when it was on, and I think I may have watched a few episodes when it was on, but I didn't really understand it because it was a bit more of a older audiences comedy, I think, whereas my family was pretty much universal. I mean, anyone can understand most of the jokes in my family. But yeah, I can't remember much from it, and I've seen a lot of reruns of My Family, and yeah, I think it's pretty decent. Still testing out this bloody light. If I'm here, it looks like I'm evil. If I'm here, I don't know if I need to go really far back to not see the glare. Will this work if I put it a little further? That didn't sound good. I think I may have broke something in that. Okay, if I put it, I can't really do a lot with that. I suppose that I can do. Okay, it looks alright. I'll see what it looks like in editing. Right, so a little update with my universities. Nothing. Again. Oh my god, it's so annoying. Oh. Anyway, no, I'm going for the open day at Winchester on Saturday. So hopefully by that point I should know if I want to go there or not. If it's great, I'll just accept that as soon as I can. But I can't accept it until Bristol and Salisbury got back to me. So yeah, going to be a bit of an awkward wait for that to happen while I accept Winchester. Yeah. Other things in my life. Sorry, that was a bit of a crap edit there. I didn't. I took a long pause without stopping. Other updates in my life. The FMP, final major project I'm doing in college. Pretty much certain I'm doing kind of a Tarantino 90s action style mystery, with a lot of crime and guns and action and death and all that lovely stuff. Now it's going to be pretty much what I like to think of as a mixture between Face Off and Pulp Fiction. That's what I like to think of as a mix of. And I only got one more cast member that I need, and I'm aiming to start shooting that the week after. The week after next. So yeah, that should hopefully start soon. And that's about it on with the review. Actually, Matt, first of all, I forgot your question. I was about to go into it, but then I forgot my question I was going to ask you. To do with the sitcoms, and yeah, what is your favourite BBC sitcom of all time? Mine is Red Dwarf, followed closely behind by Only Fools and Horses. I wonder, what is yours? Right, sorry, I nearly forgot to ask that, but anyway, the review's going to be about Aliens, or Alien 2 to prevent any confusion, because that's what I like to call it. Yeah, it's a follow-on, pretty much does follow on the story of Alien, how Ripley has escaped from the Nostromo and is going back to Earth to what's the word for it? Link up, I don't know the word for it, link up with the investigators who are trying to figure out what was behind the Nostromo being destroyed, basically. And then they basically, through a series of attacks at the planet which has been terraformed, and Ripley giving information, they assemble a team to wipe out the aliens on LV-427, the planet from the first Alien. And yes, pretty much just first one, they find one alien with 8 people who didn't know how to fight. Second one, they got 20 people now to fight against hundreds of aliens. And I don't think Ridley Scott would have done it, but he's not directing. Who's directing? James Cameron. And this is between the two Terminators in his directing career and The Abyss afterwards. So he's on top form around about now, and it shows. It really does show. To address a little mistake I made in the first Alien movie, I accidentally called it the Alien Queen. Sorry, because I'm too associated with aliens. Because this movie, I don't think it's a spoiler to say I like it way more than the first one. I think the pacing's a lot better. Like, they get onto the planet a lot with a lot better characters, and the fact that it's more action based instead of horror. It still has a few horror elements in it, but it's a bit more focused on action and camaraderie. It's paced a lot better. It's a lot more enjoyable as well. And the characters were a big complaint about the first Alien, but Aliens, it made the characters great again. I mean, they added a lot of elements to Ripley. Definitely, they added a lot of character arcs, which sort of carried over in the first movie into this one, but they also added in a few other things just exclusively implied in this movie, such as the fact that she had a daughter, but she, in the time she was away and in hibernation, she grew up and passed away. So then when she goes to LV-427, she finds a young girl called Newt, who is actually a pretty decent child actress. I don't know who played her, but she's pretty decent acting from a child. And she can't discover her and Newt sort of share a mother-daughter relationship, which is a really good element to add. Ripley's far better in this movie. And actually a main character. I know people would like the fact you didn't really know she's the main character at the start of Alien, but this one she's definitely the main character. The one is from beginning to end, is technically the leader of the group at points, and deals with the big action sequences. Yeah, she's the main character in this one, and she kicks ass. But then the other characters as well, the late great Bill Paxton, Michael Biehn, and the actor who played the android Bishop, and the actor who played Adan, the corporal of the squad. It's all really memorable characters. That's what was lacking in the first Alien, memorable characters. This one has it. The small comedic elements there between Vasquez. How did I forget Vasquez? I mean, there are so many good characters in this movie, and yeah, like, it just says how I can name that many. And in Alien, I couldn't name a single one other than Ripley. But yeah, they all play brilliant. They all have their good quirks. They all have their opportunity to kick ass at points, and yeah, it's all really well handled. There's except for the one character who is sort of a stick in the mud, the sort of chief investigator of why the Nostromo blew up, who goes on the mission. He's got a very similar story arc to the twisted character in the first Alien. I didn't like it in the first Alien, didn't like it in this one. It's a pretty pointless character, but does get his comeuppance. He's not really that involved in the story as much as what happened in the first Alien. And as well, the aliens, while they're not essentially characters, they do have a really big threat. And the Alien Queen, despite showing up really late, really good design, really good sound. You knew she was there right when you heard that second most iconic movie breath of all time, behind Darth Vader. that second most heavily wispy breath, and yeah, you knew instantly she was there. And yeah, all the other aliens well provide a really good threat. And yeah, overall, really, character-wise, it's such a superior movie. I can see why people will like the first Alien more for atmosphere, and I suppose some people are into that slower movie stuff. I'm not. I'm into the action, memorable characters, devastating villain. Yeah, I'm into all that. And James Cameron at the top of his game. Great visuals as well. Maybe not as good as the first Alien as well. I'd say that's another thing the first Alien does, is the visuals. it has it a little more down. I mean, there are a few shots in Aliens which look a bit shaky, and the sets aren't as memorable, but they're still good. And also the light, and I know this is really weird, but the whole colour scheme of Aliens is one of my favourites in movie history, really. That sort of dark greeny blue colour, brilliant. It's pretty tough for me to think about complaints about the movie, really. I'd say maybe the one thing I would say is maybe they could have used a little bit more horror like the first one, an atmosphere like the first one. I don't know, when they're looking on LV-427 for the alien, maybe it could have had a little bit more of a atmospheric horror element rather than a jump scare horror element. That's probably the only thing I'd say. You normally, in these kind of movies, I would want there to be action more or less all the way through, but to be honest, this movie actually waits a long while before it actually gets to the LV-427. It's about 45 minutes in, but I'm not bored by it at all. Unlike the first one, I'm just not bored by it. It's just brilliant, brilliant movie, all spectacular, without a shadow of a doubt. And it's the second time James Cameron just makes a sequel that is action oriented from a horror film, which is way better than the first. So yeah, highly recommend Aliens. Maybe not so much Alien, but Aliens definitely highly recommend. But yeah, thanks for watching the vlog, Matt, and I'll see you on Saturday.